Cool car, huh? That was really cool. Not the reason I'm shooting this video. I'm also not shooting this video just to prove that I leave my apartment from time to time. This is a video about the presence of public speaking and rhetoric and everything. I've been asked to come up to the campus here in the summer, probably long before the semester started. I bet I don't even know who's watching this. It's August right now, and I've been asked by the department, the dean's office, to come and give a short presentation about the major in rhetoric and public address that we offer, and who's it for, and what's the major about, and answering a lot of questions. So made a handout because they said they like handouts, so we'll see how it goes. But the point of this is that we're always doing public speaking, and we're always arguing. They're not bad things. They're not exceptions. They're not scary. They're just things that maybe we're not sure how to prepare for. But even I'm called on to do this kind of thing in a very real way. Like if I fail today, admissions will say, oh, no, I'm not going to recommend students for that. That professor was kind of dumb and he didn't make any sense. And so I want to avoid that. My plan for today is to very simply and very clearly explain what the major is, who it might be for, and what they can do with it. I have 10 minutes, so I'm going to try to use about 6 or 7. Because audiences can always give you more time. But if you take more time than they've asked you to take, they'll resent you, and it'll color the entirety of your presentation. Always use less time than you're given, and you will get more time with that audience. Few things in public speaking are true. That one is pretty true. So, got my handouts, got business cards, and I know where I'm going. But I don't think I'm going to film in there because I'm afraid that filming it might distract from the presentation I'm giving. Because they might all be like, oh, what's that red light? What's that little camera doing over there? Why is he filming this? You know, distracts the audience. So unless it's kind of a seamless thing, I'm probably not going to film it unless I see in the back of the room a place to set this thing up and let it go. And then the chances of it actually filming what I do are very rare. It'll probably stop. I mean, the GoPro's not really designed for filming, you know, a 30 or 45 minute meeting. So we'll see what happens. I hope to audio record it at least, and then I can play the audio and talk about kind of what I'm doing in that, and do kind of a post-rhetorical analysis of what I said and what I did on video while we listen to it together, right? So off we go. Well, I know this sounds like an incredibly stupid excuse, but I had the guy sitting next to me, handed the camera to him. I said, push record. But I had pushed record at the start, so I only got about 8 seconds of it, but I think it went pretty well. But I don't have an example to show you, so all I can do is just kind of tell you what I thought. You know, at these meetings where people don't want to be there, where people are assigned to be there and they have to be there as part of their job, it's good to kind of lighten the mood a bit. Make some jokes, say something, you know, a little unexpected. That's kind of a good way of doing it, but you don't want that to interfere in your content. So no example to go over, and I probably should have backed up audio recorded it too, but I didn't think of it. I thought it would work just fine, which is the problem with technology generally, but I feel pretty good about how that talk went. So yeah, so maybe in a future episode of this, I'll actually have some kind of speech to break down with you, but not this time. But doing these kind of required things, you always want to make them a little light. You know, people just don't want to be there. People are away from their desk. They're being told to be away from their desk. They'd rather be doing their thing. They have priorities and things they care about in their job too. So you want to keep it short. You want to keep it to the point. You want to keep it light and easy to remember. Absent any recording to analyze, what can we say about how to speak in a situation like that? We're on a panel of different speakers, all talking about different programs, to a room of people who may or may not want to be there. Step 1, Find out who your audience is. Are these people required to be there, or did they volunteer to be there? If they're required to be there, they're away from their desk, they're away from the work that they think is important, and they've been forced to do it by a boss who may or may not be in touch with the reality of what their job requires. You should make your speech light, you should make it easy to remember, and you should make it an invitation to probe for further information. There's no sense in giving a bunch of people who don't want to be there a huge dump of information that they're not going to be motivated to remember. Remember, they feel like time is being taken away from something they'd rather be doing, or they might not be rather doing it, but they need to do it, and they need to get it done. Step 2, consider where you are in the lineup and what needs to be done. Speech doesn't happen in a vacuum. The speakers who went before and after you are going to influence how people receive and think about the thing that you're discussing. So it's always good to reference the people who came before you, or reference the event, or reference what's going on in the world. Don't put your speech in a vacuum. It's not just about what you've been asked to speak about. It interacts with the world in the situation and where people are in that meeting room in life. They all come in carrying all the stuff from their office and their home life and from the world that's on their mind. Don't pretend as if none of that impacts what you're saying. Step 3, always use less time. And I talked about this earlier in this vlog. Always use less time than you've been assigned. 10 minutes, use 6. They'll give you 15 or 20. It's great. You always want to make sure that you are offering something. Not telling people, not giving everything. Oh, here, hold this, hold this, hold this, take this, write this down. It's never going to work. Offering yourself as a source of information to be plumbed is far superior than dumping all of the information that you feel is important without any kind of context or connection as to why they would want to know it and why they would want to recall it. So there you go. There's 3 very quick tips about speaking in this kind of a situation that I hope will help you, and I hope makes you think about the kind of variety of public speaking experiences that people can have. Next time I'm going to make sure the camera works or take an audio recording so we can go step by step through the strategy of one of these things and how it works. Thank you for watching this video. This video is part of an online course in public speaking taught by Professor Steve Yano at St. John's University in Jamaica, Queens, New York City. For more information on this course and other online offerings at St. John's University, please visit stjohns.edu.